Welcome back, YouTube. J-Bob, the video game slob, closing out the $200 box challenge. This series is, dedicated to the G.O.A.T estate sale and how there were just stacks and stacks and stacks of these large cardboard boxes. It was $200. You have to take the whole box, no swapping out games or anything like that. Of course, at the time, I thought all the games were in here, and spoiler alert, these are empty boxes. These are the only one that had games in there, but what I didn't know at the time, or I saw that a couple were sealed, were just how many were sealed as a proportion that came out of this box. So this is very weird for that reason. It's also very weird because there's some stuff in here that's going to break our hearts. It would just, yeah, I don't know. So we're going out with an odd way here. So we'll see how it all works out. And maybe some of the empty boxes will be worth selling or that kind of thing. I don't look up the prices ahead of time. I'm trying to do this going through the video, much like you'd have to do out in the field if you're at one of these sales. You don't have time. You can't tell all the other customers, please don't buy these while I look everything up and inspect all their condition. You have to take what you can get. And of course, it's day one, minute one at an estate sale. They are certainly not going to negotiate with you just because there's some empty boxes and that kind of thing. So yeah, this is what we got. I guess we'll start in the back because this is a real small pile. RTX Red Rock. Just a super cool looking cover. I don't think I've ever played this game, but just based on the gameplay and the fact that it's LucasArts, I'm going to guess that's not much value. Oh, there we go. This is great. So yeah, we talked about this because we found its brethren 2 videos back, and then we found its 360 counterpart in the last video. Treasure Game, Working Designs, PS2, Holofoil, Ultra, Series, all this stuff going for it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I think that's, at least the last I had seen, that was like a $10 game. Gungrave, a decent game. We saw that we had the empty box to its sequel, which is the game I didn't have in the collection and would much have preferred, and a little humidity or like water damage type thing to that. Chaos Legion, I really don't know my PS2 stuff that well. And it's so hard with Capcom, because to me this is like a $20 game, but if it was 30, I wouldn't be shocked. You can be off by 50% and not know, and if I find out it's a $12 game, that wouldn't shock me, but I don't think I'd sell it for that anyway, because it just doesn't come up that often. But there you go. And so, yeah, this is a pretty wrecked box, which is very uncommon for this collection, to be honest, of Myst, and so nobody cares about that. Rygar, I'm not crying home about that. But Stunt GP, I really would have liked to have. I didn't have that in the collection. That was a big bummer. Activision, I don't care about. God of War just sells, so it would have been really great. That would have been an easy $30 in sales right there. I don't have to tell you that Ape Escapes don't sit on the shelf. The Parallel Lines is a driver's game that, people want. Jam Pack, okay. We can do without that. And of course, in the other video, we found I had the Ghost to whatever version of the Maximo. But this is the one people really like and is much harder to find. And it's in a super minty box. I don't even know what it is. It may only be like a $30 game. But still, a lot of value here. We're losing when I looked at these boxes and thought, oh, for $200, these are no-brainers. Jet Li's not one of them. But a Black Label Sly Cooper, like original, that would have gone out. Castlevania, no-brainer. This is a game I've been hot on for a long time. The market's finally catching up to. Automodelista, Max Payne. I'm not writing home about that. Medal of Honor, and here it is. This was the one that as soon as I saw, I was like, yeah, hand me that box. Again, my only hope is that, and it's not even a gem mint box, as you can see there, that maybe I can just get some money out of that being a box. Extermination, I think, is like a $15 game now or something. That's finally, got a little momentum. And I don't have a copy of MDK2 in, so although I have one in the collection, it would have been great in inventory. So that's the bummer. I guess it's the good news and the bummer, because some of those were complete, but not very many. And they're not like super hit games. It's not like there's a $100 game in there. So this is what it comes down to, the sealed stuff. And as we've been talking about, I'm not super great at valuing sealed stuff. And if I want to get it graded, that's going to cost additional money and time and resources and all that. And we got to figure out which of these are worthy of grading. And so Prince of Persia, I think we don't care too much about that. But to me, an asterisk and obelisk, this may go into the collection. Great 9.99 Meyer sticker on it there. Yeah, I don't think I have this. I would assume this is fairly uncommon, but does that mean valuable? I don't know. Motocross Mania 3, you could just throw right in the trash can. Sealed, open, whatever. Nobody is buying that. If I don't have 10 copies of those 2 games sitting in backstock already, I don't know. Ark the Lad, again, great if this was a PS1 game, but Ark the Lad on PS2, I think people still hate these. And I could be wrong, but it may get 10 or 15 bucks complete just out of sympathy. So maybe that's a $20 sealed game, but it's not because people like it. Ridge Racer 5, and I was just complimenting Ridge Racer 6 in the 360 video before this. I don't know. I mean, this Ridge Racer is really the kind of series where you could find out this is a $40 sealed game and you'd be like, all right, sweet. But yeah, I could also find out that's the one nobody likes and it's trash. I mean, Toys R Us sticker, you gotta love that. You know, and you gotta love the 5 game modes included. I think that's a lot of the reason why people are buying this. I want to make sure you can read that. 5 game modes, including Racing Life. And that's what a lot of people wanted out of this game. And actually, if you look at it, that is a beautiful yellow car, too. So they were really making sure you knew about the features of that game. Just like Blood Rain, and I want to be clear that this game, if we do this, was $6.9. So that's pretty nice. And I don't know what they're getting at with the Blood Rain there. Maybe that's trying to mimic something. I don't know. I can't think of anything that would go between. I don't know. That's just a mystery. But it is a Black Label Blood Rain. All memes aside, I think that could have some value to it. And unfortunately, Will Smith has killed his career, so I think any hopes of this becoming a 50 Cent style game is long past gone. But there you go. We have it. I guess that's the best we can say. I am a huge Hunter the Reckoning fan and have just so many great memories of playing this multiplayer, just beating things up and killing things. And so I'm hoping others have caught on to that. It's not a game I see very often, unlike Ford Racing 3, which can go straight into the trash. We've got some lower tier stuff. Tarzan, I don't think anybody's out after. This weird stuff that's like don't say mid tier, C to D tier games. Do people want those sealed? Are there people going after collections of that? I don't know. We've talked about this before, but both of these are sealed inside of this. Did this have a sealed part outside of it? I don't know. So I don't know how to think about that. But I do know how to think about this. Fatal Frame 2 was $9.98, and nobody wanted to buy it before this guy picked it up off the shelf and kept it sealed for all these years. And so I'll do the same, and this will definitely go off to WATA or CGC or whatever. But what game out there right now is $9.98 that you're refusing to buy, that when you die, is going to, when I die, is going to turn up in my estate sale because I bought it. And you're going to go, oh man, that's the greatest game ever. I wish I would have got that when it was $9.98. There's just so much stubbornness in our hobby for how cheap it is. I mean, games, I'm still buying games on this channel. All my pickup videos, November, December, January long, were games I'm buying for $10. And that's literally 20 years later. So there you go. Sphinx is a pretty cool game people like. My buddy at the game store has the sealed t-shirt for Sphinx that they gave out to like media members or something like that. So that's pretty cool. Sealed Metal Gear Solid 2, I would think a Black Label of that would have at least some value. The PS2 game nobody cares about that Sony tried to force down everybody's throats, Kinetica. It ain't happening, bro. The Soul Calibur 2 that nobody talks about, I feel like is the PS2 version of it. Everybody wants the GameCube version with Link. Again, what an interesting mix, because Strike Force Bowling shows up in about every collection, as does Supercar, Street Challenge. But then yet, right next to it, you have Gladius, which is, part of this whole genre of games that people sort of love from that era. 9 out of 10 from Game Informer. and gladius.com. Go out there. Let me know if that website's still up. Actually, there you go. It's a LucasArts game that people probably still do like or play. And then rounding out the entire collection with an NBA Live 2005. And we don't talk sports around here, but if you're watching this right now, the Lakers have acquired Luka Doncic, and what a crazy story that will be, and the way that'll change things. So NBA looking crazy right now. So, I don't know. J Bob, the video game slob, we're over and out. Let me know your thoughts. Last time, would you have bought this entire collection for $200, or am I a crazy fool? And which games do we need to send off to get graded? Until then, go out there and buy all the $9.98 video games you can find.